Hello, Internet. It is I, the Malik Aaron, and welcome back to Box Office Predictions. Today we're going to be talking about 1001. So, as usual, we're going to be going over the pros and cons. So, let's get to it. Pros. Well, the reviews for this movie are quite stellar, to say the least. Look at Rotten Tomatoes at 96% critic score, 84% audience score. So word of mouth's not an issue. And like for a high score like that, you think this would be like an Oscar contender, which is kind of awkward considering the Oscars were, a few weeks ago. So kind of late, and might be a wee bit too early for the 2024 Oscars. So yeah, uh, yeah, weird. But yeah, reviews, word of mouth, all really good, supposedly. So I say that's a pro. Um. Oh God, what? I don't know what. Uh, it's really it. Kind of. I can't think of any other major pros. I mean, competition is not the worst, but it won't be exactly ideal for this movie. So, I don't know. Ugh, I can't. I'm too tired to think. Even if I did this like hours ago, I still wouldn't have. I still wouldn't know what to think. Um, yeah, I can't think of anything else really, anything major. So, yeah, cons. I've seen like no real advertising push for this movie. Or there's no notable advertising push. So that's a problem. Like I always say, like you gotta put in the work for the advertising campaign. Like that way people know your movie exists. If people don't know your movie exists, if they don't know it exists, they won't watch it. It's very simple. So yeah, this movie has a publicity problem, I'd say. So that's a con. Another con is that this movie has a pretty low theater count with less than 1,000 theaters. It's not exactly ideal in order to have a successful launch, a successful opening. Although some movies don't need high theater counts, but this movie obviously isn't seen as an event by anyone. So yeah, that low theater count just really indicates that the studio is just like, eh, let's just throw it out there. And yeah, it's just ugh. So low theater count con. Another con is that there's a lot of movies out right now. This weekend there's like 5 movies, 5 fucking movies came out this weekend, which is terrible for me. But what happens is that all those like whenever there's a weekend with like a bunch of movies, there's a high chance that a good amount of those movies are gonna fall through the cracks, and this will definitely fall through those cracks. The only one that won't is Dungeons and Dragons because that's the only movie that people actually know exist this weekend. So obviously that won't fall through the cracks, but everything else, forget about it. Um, so yeah, not to mention April is going to be kind of brutal for smaller movies because there's going to be a bunch of movies come out in April. That's going to affect this movie even more, and yeah, so competition, just its status when it comes compared to like other movies out now and what's coming out later, con, big con. Um, oh boy, who distributed Focus Features? That's a division within Universal. Um, they have hits, plenty of hits, but it kind of just depends like what they got. Um, I mean, the biggest hit so far this year, there was Champions, which was like 3 weeks ago, and that didn't do very well. So, mm. uh, 2022, none of their movies were hits. I mean, some were critical hits, like The Northman, but box office hits, no, no. So, Yeah, it's not great. I don't think they've had a real hit, undisputed hit since Downton Abbey. I think. Yeah, actually Harriet that did okay, but yeah, ever since then it's been oof. Just a big old oof fest. So focus features. I mean, I don't know if I call them a pro or a con. I guess I'll put them in middle ground. But yeah, I think that's really it. So, opening weekend, $1 million. I'm just gonna go with $1 million. It'll probably go maybe over, maybe under. I'm gonna go with 1 million because I just do not care. I do not care anymore. I want this all to end. So $1 million opening weekend is total 3, 4, 5 million, I think, and that's it. It's oh shoot. All right, it's done. It's over. Thank God. Ugh, that was awful. Thankfully, I won't be going through that next weekend. Well, actually, I apparently have to do like 2 days worth of prediction videos because next week some movies are opening Wednesday. You got Air and the Super Mario Brothers movie, and Friday you got Paint. So I got to do prediction videos on the 5th and the 7th. Haven't done that in ages, actually. So stay tuned for those 2 days and those three movies. But yeah, that's it. That's it for March. March is going to be real interesting to discuss when I make my recap video because March had some highs, but it also had some lows, man. Some big old lows. So, but at least like all the movies that are coming out this weekend, all the smaller movies that I'm not expecting to do that well, at least no one will remember them. Everyone's going to remember Shazam 2 as being a disaster. So, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. But anywho, yeah, so that's it. That's all. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, turn notifications, share the whole drill. Want to check out more videos like this? Got playlists on the homepage, all previous prediction videos I made this year. If you want to watch any of the ones I've done the past few years, you can go right ahead. There's also, uh, shoot, box office re no, the canceled series where I go over all the movies that were supposed to come out but didn't. Um, I have covered. No, I've done 183 episodes. I have talked about 1001 before. I believe only once. I have to find it. Um, I think it was grouped along a bunch of other movies. 1,000. Yes, it was episode 161. I talked about it alongside House Party, A Man Called Otto, and 80 for Brady. Talked about it alongside those three movies. So if you want to watch that episode or any other ones that I've done on the channel, 183 of them, go right ahead. You want to binge them all from beginning to now, I highly encourage you to do that. So go do it. There's also box office recaps where I go over the box office results for any particular month. March recap will come after Easter, and boy, it is going to be a video. So stay tuned for that. But if you want to watch any of the past recap videos of Man the channel, you can go right ahead. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out. Goodbye.